Wolverine who
And
defected.
there were no Wolverines in that movie.
No.
No.
Snakes on a Plane?
Different movie.
Okay. Next, we're going to talk about FIFA. Am I pronouncing it wrong? FIFA.
I can't remember because you pronounced it so many different ways, and certainly all of them but one were wrong. I think it is pronounced FIFA.
FIFA. See, that's what people are telling me, but the way it looks FIFA. Okay, FIFA. What does FIFA stand for?
It's French. I don't remember. It's blah blah. Federation of Soccer Federations.
I know the word soccer's not in it.
No, it's not. It's football.
Federation Internationale Football Association.
See, it's the Federation of Football Associations.
In French.
In French.
Let's pretend that's what it means. We are probably lying right now.
No, we're not lying.
We are probably mistaken right now.
Well, you wrote down what it means. I don't even know why you asked me if you knew what it means.
A good prosecutor always knows the answer to his questions.
But you're not a prosecutor. This is a television show.
We're pretending here. Law and Order is a television show.
There's no jury.
Okay. How often are the FIFA World Cups?
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
Well,
now,
the big World Cups. There's like a World Cup of the top 20 nations, which I think is like also every 4 years. But like there'd be, since they could each be called a World Cup, like it'd only be 2 years between those.
Okay. They have an instrument, and they're going to show it on the screen.
Well, they don't have it. The South Africans have it.
So this instrument,
what is that?
Volkswagen.
Vuvela or Vuva. Let's just call it the Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela. Okay. So everyone's blowing this thing at the games.
Pretty much, yeah.
Everyone. So is this a South African instrument, or is this a soccer, football?
Just in South Africa. And it's not old. They're like, this is how we celebrate traditionally soccer games. But they invented this thing in like 1998.
So since 1998, when
like at every soccer game, they just have these things and they're plastic, and just like everyone gets one,
and they just blow it.
And they're like trumpets with no valves, so they all make exactly the same tone and note.
You see your big drone.
And you just yeah, it's just like a huge insect is waiting to kill you.
And why did they decide to do this?
Because it's really annoying.
So they like to be annoying?
It seemed like a good idea at first, and now if they don't do it, it'll be like they looked stupid for doing it before, so they keep doing it.
So they've been doing it since '98, but only the South Africans. So we didn't really notice so much until this year when it's in South Africa.
So they've had other cups there where people have been like, it's really not fun to watch this on TV because of the
drone. Yeah, and now all the games are like this.
Yeah.
So we call this game Americans call this game soccer.
Soccer. And by we, you mean Americans, because you're Canadian.
Well, even in Canada, they call it soccer.
Really?
So I can say we.
Okay, North Americans, except for Mexico,
yeah.
where they call it football.
So when they call it football, now when they hear the word soccer, do they know what that means?
They do, because they've heard that we call football soccer, and then they're like, those idiots, why don't they call it football?
Now, what do they call American football?
They call it American football.
Yeah. Now, in Australia...
Or that's stupid. And then in Australia, they have Australian football.
It's called Australian Rules Football.
Well, Australian Rules Football Leagues, yes.
Which is like, Australia Rules
Football. Yeah. And then when the American football teams come there, they call it American football.
American football teams play in Australia?
Like presentation games.
Has the FIFA World Cup ever been played in the United States?
It has.
Where?
Well, some of it was played in Stanford at the arena there, and there were some other stadiums it was played at.
Throughout the U.S. or just in California?
I think it was a couple different places in the U.S., but mostly in California, I think.
What year was that?
2006.
Well, that was recently.
Yeah.
Like the last one.
Yeah.
So we had the FIFA World Cup in USA.
Yes.
And I was totally oblivious of it.
Yes.
But we're having a World Cup now
in
South Africa, and everyone knows about it. What happened in the last 4 years to make this a popular thing to watch?
Well, I think last time it was on NBC. And no one watches NBC.
What channel is it on this year? I don't watch
ABC and ESPN.
Yeah, I don't watch those either. But people are talking about it, even though even if not watching.
The Vuvuzelas.
You think that would no? No, that's not it.
See, this time the American team actually got there.
We didn't even make it before.
Well, we did, but in 2000, FIFA made this rule that if you're the country that's having the tournament, you get like a free pass to the second half.
A bye.
You get a bye. Well, it's not a bye because you're still going to play.
Oh.
But you're guaranteed an in. It's like you can suck in the first half, and you still get to the second half.
Wow.
And so last time the American team kind of sucked in the first half, but they still got into the second half, and then they lost.
So you always, I don't know if you personally, we always hear about soccer moms.
Soccer moms.
And sometimes soccer dads. So we have a lot of soccer parents.
Yes.
But not a lot of soccer players. What happens to the kids who play soccer?
They get jobs, real jobs.
And they just stop and lose interest?
They stop wearing the cleats.
Do they ever have any interest in soccer?
Oh, probably.
And then they just lost interest when they were 14? I don't know, some age.
Yeah, well, not a huge number of soccer scholarships.
Yeah.
So you think the really athletic ones go into sports where they have a chance of getting into college where someone else is paying. But some of them do. I mean, like Santa Clara has a soccer team. Maybe they got a scholarship.
Is there what's the professional soccer league called in the U.S.?
I think it's the U.S. Soccer League.
U.S. Soccer League? How many teams are in it?
Not many.
Not many.
Like 8 or 10.
That Beckman guy who's supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
He plays in it, right?
Los Angeles.
L.A.
Yeah.
So he plays there. And that, I heard...
San Jose has the Earthquakes.
Earthquakes?
Yeah. Not the greatest name. People aren't afraid of earthquakes.
Not like they used to.
No.
How is the winner of the FIFA Cup determined?
So the FIFA Cup, again, is divided into 2 parts. First part is kind of a round-robin tournament. They get 32 teams, and then they divide them into, I think, 8 groups of 4. And then within that 4, you play all the other 3 teams. And if you win, you get 3 points. And if you tie, you get 1 point. And if you lose, you get no points. And so whatever 2 teams have the most points at the end of that round move ahead. Then you got 16 teams. And then they've been ranked before, so there's kind of this pairing. So then those 16 teams play each other in 8 tournaments. And there are 8 winners because those games aren't allowed to draw.
Okay.
Which is if you get to the end of the game and you're tied, then you play another 25 minutes or whatever. And if you're still tied, then you go to penalty kicks. And you just keep doing penalty kicks until someone wins.
Okay.
So then you get 8 teams that have won. And then those guys play each other. And then you got 4 teams that have won.
Right.
And then those guys play each other. And you got 2 teams. And then those 2 teams play each other for the title. And then the 2 teams at the 4 level that each lost play each other for 3rd place. And then whoever loses the match between first and second place is second place. First and second place is second place.
All right.
And everyone else is just losers.
Is it true that losing team players get assassinated?
Occasionally.
By
but not
mobs
not
or
officially.
governments?
Not officially.
Oh, not officially. But
no. Well, except in Iraq, I guess. It might have been official.
Okay. So that would be a disincentive to be on the soccer team.
To be on the soccer team.
So if you're a kid, you should be playing badly so you don't get picked to be on the team.
Yes,
to save your
you
life.
Would think that. But then there are the advantages of being on the national team sometimes, which primarily is babes.
Only if you win.
No, I think even if you don't win, there are soccer groupies.
We have to break now for a station message. When we come back, we're going to take your tweets and we're going to talk about the oil spill. So stay right there.
I think it's going very well.
It's going great.
Yes.
I remember last time I was freaking out at this point, and now not freaking out at all.
I did lie a couple times. But they were little lies.
Little lies. I remember I was at your house once.
Yeah, okay.
And you had bacon-flavored mayonnaise.
Yes, baconaise.
Which sounded nasty to me.
I think it is nasty. I've never eaten it.
And
I've never been willing to open that jar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you just bought it because you thought it might taste good?
Well, it came with bacon salt.
Oh.
And I wanted bacon salt. The bacon salt's great.
So I'm getting, you like bacon?